Welcome to our lecture online. Here the big question is, will, and I'm talking about far into the future, will the sun swallow up the earth? Now why would I even say that? Well, it turns out that currently our sun is what we call a main sequence star. All stars start out as main sequence stars. What does that mean? Well, that means that the stars have cores that are hot enough, and we're talking about more than 10 million degrees, for hydrogen to be fused into helium. That causes an enormous amount of mass to be converted to energy, and that enormous amount of energy pushes outward, gives it radial pressure outward, which fights against the enormous forces of gravity. And when those two forces balance out, the radiation pressure pushing out, and the gravitational forces pulling in, at some point they balance out, and that will then define the size of the star. Our sun right now has a diameter of about 866,000 miles, more or less, a little bit less than 1 million miles across, and so that is the size of the sun right now, as the radiation pressure is equal to the gravitational forces. And so that will just continue on and on for the entire duration while the sun is a main sequence star, which is about 10 billion years. And we're almost halfway there. So for another 5 billion years or so, the sun will continue to fuse hydrogen into helium in its core, and it'll be a main sequence star and everything will be okay. But at some point, all of the hydrogen will be converted to helium, the core will collapse, build up more and more pressure, build up more and more temperature, and eventually the temperature will reach over 100 million degrees in the core, which will then cause helium to be fused into carbon. That produces such an enormous energy that all of a sudden the radiation pressure is much stronger than the gravitational forces. It'll push the star, our sun, to an enormous size, until again the two are balanced. But at that point the sun will be much larger than it is today, and is then called a red giant. So all stars go through that red giant stage as well. So what will happen? Well, that means that the sun will continue to grow in size and grow in size and grow in size as this fusion process begins to happen. It begins to push out the star, and the star gets bigger and bigger, our sun will get bigger and bigger, and eventually the sun will move out past the orbit of Mercury. Mercury will be engulfed by the sun and simply be vaporized. Mercury will simply cease to exist, and at that point Venus will be the closest planet to the sun. Will the sun stop there? Probably not. It's just going to continue to grow, and eventually the sun will grow to such an enormous size that will now envelop Venus, and Venus will be vaporized and will no longer exist. And now Earth will be the closest planet to the sun. Will the sun keep growing? Will the sun continue to expand in size and eventually envelop the Earth and therefore vaporize the Earth, and Earth will then cease to exist? With all the calculations that we've done, and we look at other red giants around us that are about the same size as the sun, we do not believe that the sun will grow in size to the point where Earth will then be inside of it and therefore be vaporized. Earth will continue to exist, but will then be the closest planet to the sun. At that point, the temperatures will be enormous, the oceans will be boiled away, everything on the Earth will burn to a crisp, fire will rage, everything will burn, no life will exist on the Earth at that point. And then if you were to be able to land on the Earth from another planet, and you then look into the sky, you would see this enormous sized sun that will take up at least a quarter of the sky, just be there, this enormous large body beaming down on the Earth with enormous temperatures, and the Earth of course would just be a crisp of a rock with nothing left alive. That will eventually happen about 5 billion years from now, but we do believe the Earth will survive, at least in presence. It'll be there as the closest planet to the sun.
Where would the Earth be? Where would the sun be? Would it just stop where Venus is?
It'll be past the orbit of Venus, so Venus is gone, Mercury is gone, and then we'll be the first planet in the solar system, closest to the sun. The Earth will still be in its same location as before. The sun will just expand.
Not where the sun is, but it has to be.
Right, the sun right here, and so at the end, yeah, the sun will probably stop here and not go any further than that. Right. It'll stop there.
You did write down
That we don't know for sure because we don't see the actual process. We have never really seen through a telescope a star changing through that process. It's probably thousands of years. It's not going to be a very quick process, like immediate. So the time that it goes from here, then it turns into a red giant, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. That process will probably take thousands of years.
Thousands?
Thousands.
Hundreds of thousands?
I really couldn't tell you. Thousands in general.
Not millions.
Probably not millions, no. The duration of the sun as a red giant, let's see here, probably around 50 million years. So the sun will remain as a red giant for about 50 million years, but how long it will take for the sun to turn from a normal sized star into a red giant will take quite a long time. And it's especially in the very beginning when the sun will remain as a main sequence star, but it'll start fusing more and more hydrogen to helium at a faster rate. It'll start growing in size, still be a main sequence. Then the core will begin to collapse. When it reaches a high enough temperature, then the next process starts, and then the star will then get bigger. So how long it takes for helium burning to start, as we call it, for helium to be turned into carbon, from that moment until the star is big enough to swallow Mercury and Venus, probably thousands of years.
So what's the size of the sun between the core and the red giant?
Oh, the core is very tiny. I drew it out of scale, but
where is the sun? About the size of the sun?
so the size of the sun will probably about anywhere between 50 to 80 million miles in radius.
Draw a circle and tell me how big the core is.
Oh, in relationship, you want to see it at scale? Probably like that.
Okay. And the sun is how big?
Right there.
No, that's a red giant. You just drew the red giant.
Oh, how big is it today in relationship? The sun today, probably something like this.
So the core is pretty big.
The core will grow in size because of the enormous fusion process taking place, right?
So the core is pretty big compared to the sun.
Today, yes, but not to the new sun as a red giant. It'll be tiny compared to the red giant. Yep.
Oh. Can Mars hold anything?
Now the question is, will now Mars become a livable planet, right? So now Mars is over here. That's a good question. Well, maybe a little further out, but there's Mars. The problem with Mars, of course, is that it barely has an atmosphere. That's one big problem. It has no magnetic field. That's another big problem. Most of the water is gone, although there's a lot of subsurface water. So perhaps.
What would be the temperature?
It might be too hot because the sun is awfully big. Red giants are very big, put out an enormous amount of heat. Mars may definitely, during that period of time that the sun is getting bigger, Mars may become more livable.
Yeah, when it's following up Mercury.
Maybe we can go to one of the moons.
Oh.
Well, let's see, with potentially some of the moons of Jupiter, because they have a lot of water, and they could turn into livable places, and that's some of the moons of Saturn.
There you go.
Who knows? But we're talking about 5 billion years from now, so who knows?
It won't be my problem.
It's not going to be our problem, that's right. And I would seriously doubt that people the way we are will make it another 5 billion years.
No knowledge.
We have to make a few changes. Yes. There it is.